what they say was a secret police station here in New York run by the Chinese government, who they were monitoring and why. Here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas now.
Tonight, the FBI accusing the Chinese government of secretly operating a police station out of this unassuming building in the heart of New York City, the first ever case of its kind.
This case is a further example of the audacious activities that the government of China has carried out right here on American soil.
The FBI arresting these two men in New York City today, Lu Jiang Wang and Chen Jingping, accusing them of working under the direction of China's Ministry of Public Security. Their office near Chinatown claimed to be a nonprofit organization providing assistance to local residents of Chinese descent, including to help them get driver's licenses. But the FBI says the station was a hub of Chinese counterintelligence operations in New York City, used to harass and intimidate dissidents who dared to defy China.
The secret police station appears to have had a more sinister use.
Officials say Lu allegedly tracked down and terrorized a pro-democracy activist living in California. In one stunning case, sources telling ABC News China is accused of having a secret operative inside the Zoom company and of hacking Zoom sessions.
Task force officers flooded the video conference and drowned out the meeting with loud music and vulgar screams and threats directed at Chinese dissidents.
David, it all happened in the building right behind me. The targets were mainly Chinese dissidents living here in the U.S. or anyone calling for more democracy in China, including American citizens. David?
Pierre Thomas here in New York for us tonight. Thank you, Pierre.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube.
There you go. Seems like the Chinese have figured out the police problem. They're going to police themselves. They're going to set up police stations within inside the United States. First of all, welcome to Andrews, the podcast. This is a late broadcast, so if you're hanging out with me here late, you know what I mean? Shout out to you, man. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah, I wanted to play a video. You can find definitely videos on that if you have not heard anything about that. I thought that was rather strange. Again, the Chinese have set up their own police in New York City. And as that story was about 4 days old, but since then, there's been 6 more stations, police stations set up inside of the United States, which is something that you probably should pay attention to. Okay. So again, shout out to you if you are hanging out here with me on this late night flight. We're going to talk about a serious situation that is going on within Andrews. And this serious situation is very, very serious. Okay. My favorite words, I guess. And let's get this up on the screen. So if you haven't seen the if you haven't seen the interview on Live 5 News, I would recommend that you go over there and check that out. I am not able to play it here on this computer that I have here because this computer will do a lot of lagging and I don't want to go through all of that. Maybe I should just play the audio of it. But again, if you haven't had the opportunity to go ahead over there. What you see on the screen right here is the how asbestos gets into the soil. And that's one of the questions going surrounding this demolition of this building. It has been discovered that the proper permits were never attained in the demolition of this building, which brings a lot of questions. Brings up a lot of questions because if they didn't do the proper paperwork or do what they were supposed to do, the due diligence, which is a word that has been coming up a lot, who's to say that they did it removing any of those buildings that were there at the old Andrews High location? And so, again, on the screen right here is some research that I've been doing that I just wanted to share with you. And this is about how asbestos it gets into the soil. Asbestos is a mineral that develops in deposits in the earth. Despite this, it is normal for fibers of asbestos to be mixed into the soil. It isn't normal. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's late and let me get myself together. It isn't normal for fibers of asbestos to be mixed into the soil. This only occurs when the soil has been contaminated. For instance, a deposit of natural asbestos can be disturbed by digging into the ground for other minerals. Building a road, or when constructing a building, it can also get into the soil when asbestos containing buildings are abandoned, demolished, or even destroyed by natural disasters. Abandoned industrial sites often contain asbestos. So my questions are many. One right off the bat would be, can Georgetown County prove that they did do the proper due diligence when it came to removing any of those buildings? And are they going to provide a test to assure the people of Andrews that that soil on that property doesn't contain asbestos in it? From this building that is open right now and the buildings that there was destroyed before, because again, it has been exposed that they've never done any of the due diligence that was required in demolishing those buildings, the abatement. And then one thing, they got me learning a lot of stuff. Thank you, Georgetown County. I guess not, because I mean the health implications. You hear what's going on with Fort Jackson and these different places, because dealing with mesothelioma, which brings up the question, is it time for the citizens of Andrews to look at the possibility of a class action lawsuit, and that to not let this situation go under just go to the wayside. Again, there was another incident of a baby that stopped breathing in the last night, last night, and the ambulance situation. And so now you got people that are frustrated. I mean, there's still people that don't even know that the Andrews that there's citizens that still don't know. Okay, that the EMS isn't located inside of the town of Andrews anymore. All right, those materials decay over time, and they're talking about the materials when they destroy these buildings, because a lot of times what they'll do on these sites is they'll dig a big hole and they'll bury the stuff in there. And I mean, if nobody's there to say, "Hey, don't do that," what's to stop them? Those materials decay over time, exposing asbestos fibers. Shoddy construction and inappropriate disposal of dumping or asbestos materials can also unleash fibers. Some materials, and I mean, that is the classic, what's going on at Georgetown County Park and Recreation in Andrews, South Carolina right now is a classic example of shoddy construction or inappropriate disposal of dumping of asbestos materials. And just because Beth Goodall got in the paper and said that it wasn't there, where's your testing? What proof do you have? Again, I think it's something when county employees, deliberately or unintentionally lie to the public on issues of public safety. Some materials like asbestos insulation or lagging deteriorate and become dangerous more quickly than others, like cement. When asbestos is exposed in one of these ways, the light, dust-like fibers can mix into the soil. They can also be picked up by the wind and carried into new areas, even into houses. So just think about it. These kids out here running around on this football field, on this soccer field, on the playground. Has there been any serious testing done? I mean, that's a serious question. You got people that go out there and they walk, because there's a walking track out there, and they go out there to walk to improve their health. How sadistic would that be if our elected officials, our county officials, our leaders are that derelict in their duty? So some testing needs to be done. Some of you in the medical field, you may know of some programs or something. I'm looking online trying to figure out what it is I could do to get some help, get somebody down there to do some testing, some real testing. Somebody that's not connected to Georgetown County, who doesn't have a dog in the fight. So I'll keep you updated on that as that situation continues to unfold. But what I do want to do, want to talk to you about tonight is the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce. And a lot of things they got coming up here in the very near future. One being, and to the people of Andrews, Harriet Tubman is going to the sculpture of Harriet Tubman, I should say. I don't want nobody saying, hey, man, I thought you said Harriet Tubman was showing up there. The sculpture of Harriet Tubman. So you see it here on the screen, bringing Harriet home. And, I'm not sure as to the particulars as to what day. I think all that's still being worked out, that this is supposed to take place. But I think it's going to be a great symbolic gesture through history, that they bring the sculpture through the town of Andrews. And so you'll be able to get out there and pose with it, and mark this time in history, honoring one of the most impactful persons that most of us here listening to this right now have heard about. And so y'all look for more information coming out on that situation there. And also look out for this beautiful symbol right here that you see on the screen. It's the Gullah Geechee Seafood Trail. And again, all this information, you can reach out to the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce. You see the number on the screen right there, 843-318-8644. And you can find them on YouTube, Facebook, a gathering place. A lot of great conversations over there. So you guys go check out what Miss Marilyn Hemingway has going on. Boom. But yeah, man. Again, listen. This is gonna be a little short live. I'll come. What's tomorrow? Saturday morning. Yeah, I'll do a early morning live. But I saw that thing about the police and it just blew my mind. Um, and then to find out that the Chinese have, 6 other police stations set up inside the United States. Okay, and this is inside the good old U.S. of A. So, and I heard the Mexicans got their own police set up too, but we don't call them police; we call it the cartel. Yep. Yeah, and tomorrow, uh so again, I appreciate all the love and support that you guys show to me. Um, I appreciate all of the people that come and tell me that, hey, thank you for, spreading the information, all the nice comments on Facebook. But I want to say this too. I appreciate you guys, and I really need you guys to do that because there's another element out there that gets my attention, and maybe I should just ignore them. But yeah, there's you know, I'm not supposed to do things like this right here. I'm not supposed to warn the public of danger. And again, they did arrest one of the young men associated with that. And so it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. So again, I thank all of you that you know who get something out what I do, get some value out of what I do, and that's why I do it. So, and I'm going to continue to do it. So again, it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. Um, maybe y'all should go threaten Georgetown Times. They print. Maybe y'all should go threaten the people at the detention center. So it's not a secret when I get the information from either Gab News or either the Georgetown County Detention Center website or any of these other public websites. But it's a problem when I share it out. Okay, I make the situation bad. I'm going to be there at court. Thing. So the problem is, you should not be worried about me. You should be hiring a lawyer for that little bastard, or you should have been teaching them that what, there's laws and you should abide by them. So again, I appreciate everybody that they get some value out of this stuff right here. So, and that's real. Again, not a lot to say this evening. Not much more to say. So, but I'll be seeing you on the morning side doing an early broadcast. And I'll be touching a little bit more on some of these situations, especially with that EMS and that 4-way stop. And shout out to what's the name? Shout out to the, I don't want to give them the wrong name, but to the ministry that organized that food giveaway today. Shout out to them. Sorry I couldn't stay around. I had to go kill some bugs because that's what I do. And so, anyway, thank you. Hit that like, share, and that follow button if you're not following me already. I know you may be friends with me, but hit the follow button for me, please, so that we can continue to grow out this channel. Peace. That's why I don't go live off this computer a lot. Anyway, bye.